back to my channel. I'm Yoon, and today's intro is filmed preemptively before the actual point of this video, but I'm finally doing a 24-hour readathon. And the reason why is because I have to pull an all-nighter to go to the airport at 5 a.m. on Friday. So my readathon will be 4:30 on Thursday to 4:30 on Friday, because the minute that readathon ends, I have to leave the house. And since I was already pulling an all-nighter, I was like, why don't I just do a 24-hour readathon? Let me wake up earlier the day before and then just read for 24 hours. This is also probably the best time I can do it. The timing of, you know, Friday, and also I will get I'm actually still really busy, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and just focus on reading. So yeah, I don't know how the format or the filming is gonna go. This is my very first 24-hour readathon. It's my first time, it's like essentially my second time pulling an all-nighter, because I can't not sleep at night. Like, I can't not have that. This will be my 24-hour readathon. I wanted to, but I don't think I will be able to start the actual readathon by showing you my alarm ringing, because it's just ingrained habit in me to turn it off immediately, especially since my sister goes to work, but she doesn't need to wake up at 4:30, and I don't want to wake her up too early. Also, nobody wants to let their alarm ring for that long, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know how I'm gonna start the readathon. Maybe I can whisper, because like I said, 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I'll figure something out. Day before introduction, I will actually be waking up 4:30 tomorrow. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was really long. I tried talking a bit faster. Who knows how long this 24-hour readathon is gonna be, but I really hope you enjoy it. We will both be on this journey, because I've never stayed awake for 24 hours, let alone to only focus on reading. Will I succeed because of my reading slump? So I am giving myself 24 hours to get out of this reading slump and to just finish books, hopefully. And obviously we want to enjoy them, but yeah, you know, yeah, to get out of a reading slump, to finish a book, and to kind of just have fun reading again. Like, I feel like I need that. I need a book that'll do that for me. Has that happened recently? I don't know, but you know, maybe one of these will. Oh, also, If We Were Villains, maybe I'll finish it, maybe I won't. But yeah, so good luck to me, because I will need it. And the next clip will be me whispering as quietly as I can on Thursday morning and getting the readathon started. Okay, so the lighting is really bad, but you guys, look at what I just got. So I asked my mom to get me a folding, like a floor chair, and she found one that is just so nice and comfortable. Like, it lies down flat, and then I can prop it up as a chair, which is really nice because the AC hits like this one spot of the house really nicely, and my room gets a little too warm. So now if it gets too warm, I can just prop this up right underneath the AC and just read. And I am so ready, you guys. Like, I'm so excited. So it is the 3-hour mark. And not much reading has been done, surprisingly. I started volume 4 and I got to page 140. And the first story was a lot shorter in terms of like what happens than I expected. And then what was the second story? So my sister asked me to put some pasta on her, so I had to stop filming for a little bit. But page 140, this world, like the original world, is actually so sad. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But that's how far I've gotten, and yeah. So I was doing the 24-hour readathon because I had to pull an all-nighter anyways to pick up my sister from the airport. But because like a typhoon is kind of hitting Korea right now and it's gonna be pretty severe, I might not go. My parents might go instead, but still figuring things out. But yeah, 3 hours and 14 minutes and I'm gonna keep reading. Yeah guys, I just found a genius way to use this chair. I'm just like, I can just lean on my side. Okay. So we reached the 4-hour mark and I just got to page 218. Admittedly, I did skip, or I at least skimmed a lot because it's not that fun. Like the short stories after Shenju and Yue Qing Yuan, they're not that fun, so I've been skimming a lot of it, but I am determined to finish this before I get to my next one. I'm not gonna lie, I've been spending the past 2 hours, like a good amount of the past 2 hours, on my phone on TikTok. But I'm still on my 4th hour. I'm nearing my 5th. I made a bit of a decent dent in this book. Employing my non-existent mathematics skills. I'm 102 pages away from finishing. So, let's do this. Okay. So, the reason for me doing this 24-hour readathon in the first place has been kind of, what's the phrase? Main moot or something? Because I was gonna stay up to go early to the airport to pick my sister up, but my parents were worried about the typhoon situation, so they said they're gonna go pick her up. So I canceled my ticket. I'm still waiting for the refund, and yeah, I'm still gonna go through this readathon because I already started it, and I might as well. You know, I woke up at 4:30 for this, so we'll see. Wait. Oh, you can't see. Can you see now? Look at that emoticon. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Wait, oh my gosh. That's what he thinks their first date was? Oh my gosh. I can't. In my 5th hour and 1.5 books done reading, Scum Villain Soul Saving System series officially finished. And oh, first let me update my Goodreads. Okay, so I feel like you guys know what I thought about this one. This one, I rated a 4 because it did get a little boring for me for some of the stories. This one also has spice in it. I personally skipped some of the scenes, but if that's not like your cup of tea, also maybe don't read them or don't pick it up. But yeah, I think the last few stories were a really cute way to end the story and the overall like series and everything. But yeah. Now for my next book, which I don't know because I really thought this would be a lighthearted way to start off my readathon, and then as you see I got emotionally destroyed. I feel like that's all that awaits me with the rest of my books. So, what to read? I'm thinking Babel, just to like get that done with, or Song of Silver, Flame Like Night. Because it's also only 10:08. We're not close to food. So, I think I'll read Babel, but not annotate as intensely as I first was. Maybe I'll do like a TikTok or two and then get back to reading. But yeah, my current dilemma is, should I read Babel before or after lunch? Because I am tired from that waking up too early, but after lunch will definitely be that lunch nap sleepy feeling. Okay, so it's like hour 6 now and I haven't done anything, but I decided to read Babel, and I'm gonna read from the special edition because I feel like if I have it and I haven't read the book yet, I should try to read it from that, because then I kind of like, you know. But on the off chance that I do want to annotate, I pulled out the standard copy and I brought out very basic annotating supplies. I don't feel like going all in for Babel the first time around, so I'm just gonna do just reading, just to focus on like the story and what's going on, and if something sticks out to me like really strongly, then I'll annotate it or highlight it or anything like that. But yeah, so maybe once I'm reading it I'll go back and do the tabbing and etc. But for now I'm gonna keep it like very simple, very basic, and read from this edition. So let's get to it. And as you can tell, I've set my chair down into basically the bed position, the laying down position, and for now I felt like laying down and reading Babel, so that is what I pushed the chair down to. And yeah, let's get started on Babel. I am on chapter 9. And I think if I updated you guys last time, I said that it's starting to pick up in terms of just everything. Like maybe what the author's trying to tell us with the story, and the story itself, the characters. So, yeah. I am looking forward to it. Okay, so I read some Babel, I did the dishes, and I think for the next 20 minutes I'm not gonna do anything because I have to start cooking, and 20 minutes to like get into my reading position, get all comfy, and then read like half a chapter maybe just doesn't seem like it's worth it. So we're 5 minutes away from hour 7. Maybe by the time done cooking and eating will be like an hour 9 or something. But yeah, so Babel's going great, it's going fine. Lots of information that admittedly is kind of interesting. It's also really interesting because I took a class that was like in the same time period, that was about the time period that Babel set in, so it's like really interesting and fun to kind of know what they're talking about. But yeah, that is how Babel is going. I am quite nervous for page 220 because my sister read Babel and she asked me if I was on that page yet, and I was like no, and she's like she needs to talk about it with somebody. So something's gonna go down. I don't know how I feel about that, and it doesn't sound like it's gonna be something good. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna read some fan fiction of Scumville and Self-Saving System until it's time to start cooking, because I'm still thinking about the book, the world, the characters, and everything. So yeah, we are at hour 8, and I had lunch. I cooked and had lunch, and now I'm gonna take a break before I go back to the readathon because I ate too much. I'm super full. So I think I want to try to like get myself fully digested before I get back to any position of reading, because the several times I've like gone back to reading right after eating, I would get a headache from like indigestion. So going to try to digest fully before I do so, or like 80%. But my sister gave me these really cute cup sleeves, and yeah, so I'm gonna sit on this chair for a while. My setup is still very much the same, you can see. And yeah, I'm gonna sit on the chair. I don't want to move my reading stuff over here, so I won't be doing like actual reading. Maybe I'll just go back to fanfiction like I said I was gonna do. And then yeah, my next update will be probably when I start reading again. Okay, so we're nearing almost 12 hours, and I am slightly ashamed to say it, but I did not do any reading for the past 4 hours. 1 hour was cooking and eating, and then the other 3, shamefully, TikTok. But to be fair, I was also digesting so that I could read like this. But I'm going to continue Babel, hopefully finish it today, so I can talk about it with my sister when she comes tomorrow. So still on my 12 hours, and I got to page 200 of Babel. It's definitely a slower read. I want to finish this book because, like I said, I want to talk about it with my sister, but I'm just not sure if I can. I mean, I have 12 hours left, but it's been so long since I've read a 500-page book, let alone 500+ page book, and Babel is a dense and slow read, and I have other things I still need to do. I need to like wash up, I need to clean the kitchen a little bit, so I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish. I have like 354 pages or something. I still have the length of an average length book left, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, let's get back to it. Okay, so before I forget, and forget to say this after I wash my hair, I feel like I've kind of cracked the code behind my slump, like why I've been consistently in a reading slump despite my desire and like want to read. Gosh, do I have an eyelash in my eye again? And I think it's because I feel like I need to feel like I have a good amount of time to read. So I think I might have like mentioned this in briefing in one of my older videos, but I like to read if I have like 2 to 3 hours of free time. And I'm realizing that all the times I've been able to read books was, if they weren't fast, short books, is because I had the time. So all of a sudden in the semester I'd find myself with like 3 hours of time. I would read and finish a book. I had some free night time, I would read and get a decent chunk of the book done. So I feel like for me, mentally I need to be aware and like also feel like I have a good amount of time to sit down, open a book, and just read it. So recently I haven't had a lot of time, but today, with all the hours I'm giving myself, even though I've wasted like 4 of them doing nothing, everything else, like I finished 1.5 books. I broke a decent chunk into Babel. I'm almost halfway done already, and that was from, I want to say, a little, if we count 7, like maybe 3 hours. I read a decent chunk, which I'm pretty proud of considering how dense Babel is. Compared to Yellowface, it's like crazy. But I really need to have and feel like I have a good amount of time to actually sit down and read a book. And because I haven't had that time, I really think that's why I've been in a slump, why I couldn't stick to a book and finish it, because I didn't have the time. So while I wanted to read, I just didn't want to and couldn't want to read at that time. So yeah, to be fair, also I was just, for some reason, really easily stressed out and whatever was happening in the books. So I think that also played a part. But yeah, so I'm almost halfway. I am page 240, and I really want to finish this book today, like even though it might take the rest of my 11 to 10 hours. I do want to finish this book, mainly because I feel like if I can't finish this book today, I won't have another chance to finish it until much later. But by then I might forget a lot of everything. I might be out of like the groove of reading this book. And also my sister finished reading it. I do want to talk about it with her. So I would like, this is like my main goal, is to finish Babel today. If I manage to finish it with time to spare, that'd be great. I'll probably read like a lighter book, maybe Song of Silver, Flame Like Night, or what else is there? Belladonna. It's kind of giving, it's like raining, it's kind of cold in the house because of the AC. It's kind of giving the vibes, so maybe that one too. But yeah, I'm gonna go wash my hair now and get back to reading after I'm done. Babel has a freaking Milton footnote. I can't. I feel like they're starting to pick up in both pacing and writing. It's still fairly dense, which is so weird because even for like the mundane moments, it just feels dense. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so I'm currently on page 256. And I'm gonna finish this chapter and then quickly turn on my laptop and send emails to professors that I have been pushing off because I just feel this weird nervousness emailing them for some reason. And yeah, so I'm gonna quickly finish this chapter. And I got excited seeing what the next chapter was called because it's an interlude from Rami. So I'm really excited and interested to see what's gonna be told in that chapter or that interlude. And yeah, we're really starting to build up to kind of, I think, the point that this book is trying to make and like bring up. So, and I'm like a little less than 20 pages, a little over 10 pages from reaching halfway of the book. So that was a heavy chapter to stop on. Oh my gosh, this chapter, the ending, crazy. Because at this point, like, moral dilemma with Robin, is Professor Lovell telling the truth? Like, who is telling the truth at this point? You know what I mean? Like, Robin wants to survive. Do we trust the imperialist colonizing professors who are upholding this imperial, like this empire that exploits and takes advantage of people that it doesn't bother to like help in any way? Or this guy that we know nothing about, but his goal seems more morally right and the other. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta quickly turn on the laptop, type up an email, and then I'll get back to reading. Yo, this is a dense book, okay? Like, I am past halfway. I am on page 315, chapter 18. I have this much left. It's a pretty intense turn of events that just happened, but it's so dense. I feel like I'm not making a dent in what I'm reading. Like, physically, you can see that I'm more than halfway done with the book, but it just doesn't feel like it. Like, it's really interesting, but something about it is just slow, and it just grips my brain and like pulls it back as if to like slow it down. But I think this is a book that while I'm reading it isn't affecting me much. It's definitely gonna be a book I'm going to think about once I'm done. It just gives off that kind of vibe, and normally books that deal with like a lot of themes or like heavy heavy themes or topics I tend to think about a lot once I'm done reading it and it's been like a day or two, and it's always just in the back of my mind. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna react emotionally while I read it, probably after I read it, but we will see. I'm gonna keep reading. So I'm on the 16th hour. I have like 8 hours left. I have 8 hours to read, what page am I on again? 315, and it's 5. I have 227 pages left, so I've got 8 hours to read that. It might actually take all 8 hours, I'm not gonna lie, because it's dense, like I'm saying. I have heard the last 100 pages really pick up, so maybe not. But yeah, let's keep reading and let's see what I think. I don't think I'll be able to catch reactions because my reactions are very scattered, and I just don't have enough space to like be filming myself for minutes to come, for like a lot of minutes. So yeah, bro, not a turn I was expecting this book to take. 327. I got to book 4, chapter 19, page 327, and okay, like I thought, there is 5 books total in this book. I got to book 4. Book 3 ended in a way I did not expect. I have no idea how the story's gonna go. It's crazy. I'm gonna take a short break and then get back to reading. But oh my gosh, everything is spiraling, and I'm so stressed. I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I'm getting kind of hungry. It's just spiraling. I don't know how this situation is gonna resolve itself, or how it's going to carry on for the next 220 pages, because we've got 200 pages left, people, and so many things still have yet to happen, I feel like. So page 348 and 349 is crazy because Babel is so freaking tense right now, and I'm trying so hard to keep reading it, but you guys know when things get too stressful, I want to take a break. But if I take a break, I take a break for like 5 hours, but I don't have 5 hours. Well, I have 5 hours, but then I'm only left with 2 hours of reading, and 2 hours I don't think is enough to finish the remaining 185 pages or so. I also can't believe the remaining 12 hours, well, not all 12 hours because I did some stuff doing other things, but I can't believe it's really taking me 12 hours to read and finish Babel. I think that's the longest I've ever stayed reading a book. But oh my gosh, like, it's so freaking tense where we are right now, and I am just not looking forward to seeing how it's gonna go down. I'm on chapter 21, 2 chapters away from the for the kind of spoiled chapter 23, and then from chapter 23 I read a comment saying everything just goes downhill from there, and then that's like 10 chapters till I'm done with the book, and like I'm just like I don't know if I'm ready. The dreaded chapter 23. I am actually so worried about what's gonna happen, but I think I'm gonna try filming it from the beginning because I don't know when in chapter 23 something's gonna happen, and I feel like I have enough space and minutes to film me reading a whole chapter, so yeah. Wish me luck. I am so freaking mad right now. I saw somebody say that they don't think that happened in chapter 23, but I'm like, I don't know how that could have like gotten out of it. Like, I don't. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. And her reaction, oh my gosh. I am so mad right now. Okay, I'm gonna change position and then try to finish up Babel. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but I can't believe it happened. And I can't. Oh my gosh, what is happening in this book? I feel like I need a short story of Griffith and just what happened in this chapter, because what is happening in this chapter? I will be so mad if Letty gets away with it. Like, oh, don't even say that out loud. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so freaking nervous. It's like super tense right now, and I think Robin's gonna die at the end of the book, or maybe now. I genuinely don't know what's happening, and I'm like so scared. Oh my god. I feel like I should let you guys know it's hour 18 and I'm on page 456. This is chapter, what chapter is this? I think it's 26, unless I'm on a new chapter. No, it's chapter 26, page 456, hour 18. I have 6 hours left to go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. People were not lying when they said the last 100 pages are crazy. This is absolutely insane right now. I am like so worried that it's not gonna end well because I'm not getting good vibes. I'm so worried at how this is gonna end because it just feels like it's not gonna end well. Oh my gosh. Shanchi, I am so scared. I'm getting so sad. Oh my gosh. Just the way everything is turning out is making me so sad and so stressed out. Like, oh my gosh, Robin is unraveling and I don't know what to expect. He's definitely, I feel like he's gonna die. Like, I don't know what else can happen. Maybe jail, but I have no idea if the strike is gonna succeed or if it's gonna, I don't know, but I've got 42 pages, 40 some pages left. I'm gonna film the rest of me reading it and, you know, show the reactions to when I react, but oh my gosh. Also, I looked terrifying just now, so sorry about that. I feel like when I upload these clips and edit them, the lighting doesn't look that bad, but the lighting is so bad now. Hopefully when my sister comes, I can ask her for her help. I think you're gonna cry. I don't know how to feel or what to think right now. I definitely need time to process. But yeah, I am. I don't know what it was, but as you can tell, I am not crying. I am a little bit emotional. I'm definitely sad. Like, I definitely feel sad. But I might have to examine why I'm not crying later. But yeah, this is a book people need to read. I think I'm still gonna rate it like a 4.5, 4.75. But oh my gosh, it's definitely heavy-handed or like very obvious on what R.F. Kuang wants to tell the readers, but it's like, it's just it's a book that you really need to read and like take your time to think about. But yeah, so I'm going to pick one more book to read. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I don't think I'm gonna finish it because I'm, like I said, 19 hours. That's like what? That is 25 hours. So I have 5 hours. Oh, maybe I will finish a book. I'm definitely gonna have to move to my chair because my sister's gonna fall asleep soon. So I need to rely on my lamplight. But yeah. So I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle, take a short break, move my whole seating area, and pick another book. So currently deciding what book to read for my last book. Because there's a chance I'm going to finish it. We're still 19th hour. I'm mainly leaning towards Song of Silver, Flame Like Night, but I think a good chunk of this remaining hour will be spent deciding what book to read and taking a break on TikTok and maybe lying in my bed for a little bit because my back is hurting. Do you ever get that like almost sick feeling, I guess? Sick, nauseous feeling when you're too tired? Like, you know, you're almost becoming a little sleep deprived. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Well, we'll see if I can manage. I still have not yet picked a book. I almost forgot that that was what I was doing. And then I started feeling this way, and I figured I would tell you guys. So, I'm gonna go back, pick a book, let you guys know, and then get back to reading. So, still 19th hour. We're getting closer to the 20th hour. I'm mentally starting to lose steam. And because the time that I'll be finishing this readathon is gonna be at an awkward time in the morning, I am wondering if I should finish the vlog here, but I also do want to show me getting to the 24th hour. So I think the next time you'll see me will be when Okay, good morning guys. It is 8 o'clock and I could not make it. I made it to the 22-hour and like 26-minute mark. Like I said, I had zero energy. Like, I literally had zero mental energy to do anything. And like, look, let me show you my bed. So I have like these cushions, right? I think you can see them sometimes in the background, but I normally move them onto my chair when I go to sleep because it takes up space. But I was so tired. I was so tired that I didn't even realize I was like left them on the bed this time. So, and I'm still feeling so tired because it's so annoying because I naturally woke up at 7 even though I went to sleep at like 2:32. Yeah, like 2 o'clock. I woke up at 7, not even 7:20, but 7. So I'm still so tired. My body feels a little weak. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, since it's my first 24 hours and I do want to have like that sense of satisfaction, I think I'll do like the ending will be a cumulative 24 hours. So my stopwatch has been paused for now, but I'm going to wash up, you know, get ready for the day, and then continue the 2 hours while I wait for my sister to get here. So I think I'll do that, and yeah, this will be a very long video. So super quick, it's not 2 hours left, it's an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half. Yes, I'm bad at math, but I'm also attributing this to just the way I'm so tired and therefore cannot think so straight, even with the 5 hours of sleep that I've gotten today. Yesterday, I'm still pretty sleepy. I don't know if I'm gonna read for the extra an hour and a half. You know, if I read, I read. Oh, but I feel like I should still finish getting to the 24-hour point. Like, leaving alone the fact that it was cumulative at the end. Oh gosh, maybe I should just... I'm like, what do I read though? Okay, next time I come back, I will be back with the book I'm gonna finish this readathon with. I said that so many times last night, I think, and then I ended up falling asleep. So I will for sure pick a book, read it for an hour and a half, and then finish this readathon. That is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I will see you hopefully in a bit. Okay, so I've finally decided my last book, because it's only an hour and a half. I'm not gonna get anything done by then. Like, I'm not gonna finish a book. But with the rainy weather and just kind of the gloomy vibes going on today, I've decided to read Belladonna. I realize now I also have Juniper and Thorn, but Juniper and Thorn made me sad at the end of the chapter, and it was like chapter 2 or 3. So I probably won't be reading that, especially now with this zero mental energy thing going around. Did what I say if it makes sense? I think it made sense. But so I'm gonna read Belladonna. It seems like the perfect weather outside of it being fall. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna read this leisurely, read it slowly, just be chill about it. What is this? Just be chill about it. And you know, if I get into it, I'll get into it. If not, because I don't think that matters much. Because at the point where I'm at, I'm not really excited about anything. It really is just the start of the book. So yeah, battery's running out. So the next time let me just start it first. Let me just... bloop. The next time I update will probably be when I'm done and I'm reaching the 24th hour. One thing, I know I said that the next update will be me reaching the 24th hour, but I just wanted to say like a few things about the book itself before I get back to reading it. But First of all, the construction of this book is so weird compared to all of the other Fairy Loot editions I have. Like, the end paper art is gorgeous, the sprayed edge and like the color scheme gorgeous, but, and I don't know if this is the same for the standard edition, it's like oddly, I want to say it's oddly formatted. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's too close to the top margin. It's not evenly spaced out, and it's like double spaced. I feel like all the other books I've read are not so spaced in between lines. So it just feels not like I'm reading a book. And one thing I realized is one advantage to her, especially in this era, is that she can't die, right? She can have well, okay, so at the very least, I know that her eating belladonna berries doesn't kill her. But I don't know if she would like die permanently from a stab wound or a shoot. What year is this? If there's guns, like a gunshot or electricity or like, you know, other forms of death. I'm assuming not, but on the off chance, on the chance that she doesn't, like I'm assuming, this book is actually kind of low stakes for her unless something happens and then her life, she actually can permanently die. Because I feel like with most mysteries concerning like this aesthetic, this time of history and stuff, when a person's getting closer to solving it, there's always a threat on their life. I just get that vibe from this era. So, you know, she's not gonna die. She might even get to see who the criminal is, like the one who, like the so-called murderer is. So, you know, like she's got quite a big trick up her sleeve. That is a phrase. I don't know phrases anymore. But yeah, so I'm going to get back to reading and then hopefully have no more thoughts and let the last update finally be me reaching the 24th hour and finishing this vlog. Okay, so I unfortunately will be ending the readathon stopwatch here at 22 hours and 58 minutes. Technically, if we want to get into it, I finished it while I was sleeping. But the reason why I'm stopping it is because I think my sister and my parents should be coming around soon. Maybe. And they might come up, you know, I can't finish and end the video then, so I think I figured I might as well finish it early. Unfortunately, this 24-hour readathon did not turn out to be 24 hours, which I am personally disappointed by because I wanted to reach the 24-hour mark for the first time. But if I ever find the time again, I will do another 24-hour readathon. This time, I think I'm gonna do one where it's like I start later in the day and therefore have only technically one all-nighter instead of going to sleep for like 3 hours, waking up at 4:30 and then staying up all day until the next 4:30. I had very little sleep in preparation for this 24-hour readathon, so next time hopefully I'll have more sleep and then it'll feel easier to cope with. But yeah, so Belladonna, I didn't read that much. Signa is oof. To be honest though, that is kind of what I expected from Xingyan, I think her name, from Daughter of the Moon Goddess, because Signa, I feel, didn't have a lot of proper or like appropriate social interaction, if any, so her awkwardness and her like lack of awareness, social awareness, seems quite in character for just the lack of interaction she got in her life, which I expected Xingyan to have because she literally had nobody to interact with except an emotionally neglectful mom and somebody who was technically in a servant position. So but But yeah, so thank you so much for joining with me on this 24, technically 23-ish hours of a readathon. I am very happy, even though I only read like 3 books amidst this 24 hours. I read 3 books. That is so much more than I could have gotten if I hadn't done this readathon. Like, I don't even know if I would have finished Babel at this month, if, you know, just like a lot of things. And yeah, so I'm very happy with the fact that not only did I manage to read books, but I think I managed to figure out the secret behind my reading slump, which I think I mentioned it before, but I'll just say it again here. I think I just really need to feel like I have the time to read, because I think I need to feel like I have hours of free time that I then can just sink and relax into a comfortable position, into the book, and just not be worried about having to stop reading to do other things. Because I realized that the other times where I managed to like read a lot of books was when I would find throughout the day or like throughout the week I would have just 3 hours of free time for some reason, and then I would like just read one book that in that time I was given. So I think I just really had to find the time and feel like I had the time to be kind of like leisurely about my reading. So I think that was the point. That was one reason why I was in a slump. And also that weird slump where I wanted to read but I just couldn't seem to get into it. So I'm glad to have potentially, hopefully, figured out why I was in a slump, and, you know, hopefully be able to work around it. But yeah, and you know, 3 books, Babel was one of them. I am very proud of the fact that Babel was one of them, because I have not read a 500+ page book in a very long time, and one that was as dense as Babel. I feel pretty proud. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty proud of myself. So I am very happy with the way this readathon turned out, and I had a blast on that chair of mine, on that floor chair of mine. So yeah, but thank you so much for joining me on this 24-hour readathon. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of the way I like filmed and edited this vlog, because like, would you have rather me show more moments of me reading, or did you like this hourly update plus like book updates with some reactions here and there? And yeah, I will see you guys. I don't know when, because like I said, it's gonna start getting really busy. I don't have any other videos pre-filmed or like already ready for you guys. I have some in mind, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys soon next time. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And I am excited to do this again. Despite how I'm feeling right now, it was a very fun time. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you and bye. Have a good day.